Hello, gorgeous soul. Come on in. We are going to get grounded before we officially kick off this live stream. If you have oils, go ahead and grab them. We're going to do some breathing. We're going to set the energy and the vibe for this live stream. We're going to be talking about the 3 simple steps that you can use to create your free as fuck life with endometriosis. And we're going to start with a little bit of some myth busting to get that out of the way. And then I'm going to reveal these 3 secrets, these 3 simple steps. And then there's going to be an opportunity, should your soul feel called, to work with me on a program that I'm releasing specifically for creating your free as fuck life with endometriosis. So get out your sentence, turn on your diffusers, grab a blanket, grab a cup of coffee. I got some cacao going here. Whatever you need, bring it on in. Highly recommend a pen and a paper for some journaling. You can always pop your comments into the live chat here if you have questions throughout this live stream. Happy to answer them for you as we go along. So I'm using the surrender oil today because there's just so many vibes going on. There's so many like bursts of energy that are happening today. And so I'm just using the surrender oil to drop into my body, and let's set that tone together. Let's take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. If that feels good for you, you are in control. Just knowing that however you desire to be dropping into your body is your choice. Applying oils to your chest and to your throat can help open up those chakras and just allow them to receive the goodness that are about to come in this live stream. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Jackie Henry. I am the world's first certified trauma-informed somatic coach, business consultant, and personal confidant for CEOs, entrepreneurs, and high net worth individuals with endometriosis. That is the title. And this live stream is all about giving you the tools to create your free AF life. I'm going to swear, free as fuck, the free as fuck life that you know that you are meant for. Because if you're here, you're likely an endo warrior, hence the title. And you know deep down inside of you that there is a pull, there is a fire, there is a something calling to you to live more. For me, and the hundreds of women that I have spoken to, along our journeys with endometriosis, the consistent message that we receive is we're broken. We're going to have to settle, compromise on our dreams, our desires, our relationship, our family, whatever that looks like. It can't look the same as if you didn't have endometriosis. That was what I was told. And like the hundreds and thousands of women that I communicate with, they have a similar message that they received from their family, from their doctors, from their teachers, from their friends and family. And it takes a lot to overcome that. But when you have that pull deep inside of you, when you have that soul mission deep within your heart, it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. And for me, my voice within me, my soul's purpose, didn't explode in me until my deepest, darkest moment with endometriosis. And for those of you who don't know my story, you can head over to my channel to watch the full thing, the full experience of my journey. But the short version is that I went from stage 2 to stage 3, back to stage 2. I had 10 plus years of pain-free living where I really started to live my soul's purpose, started to live free as fuck. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, I opened up my own business and I really started to align with my soul's purpose. But it wasn't until I hit rock bottom in my own journey and survived a suicide attempt that my soul exploded and said, no more. You are meant for more. You know you're meant for more. And so we're not doing this anymore. We're not living in pity. We're not living in lack. We're not living in scarcity. We are showing the F up for who we are and what we know inside of us exists that is calling you for more pain-free days, more control over your medical plan, more passion, more purpose, more meaning. And even then, I look back on some of the journal prompts that I wrote back then, and I knew then at 17 that I was meant for this big purpose. I could feel it. I could feel it in my soul. I could feel it in my body, despite what everybody else was telling me. I knew it. I didn't embrace it until much later. And that's part of the work that I'm here to do in this live stream, number one. And number two, in the programs and offerings that I have for those who feel called to work with me, is to cut down on that time. Because if I had known what I am about to teach you here back then, girl, best believe things would be a lot different. I would have saved myself time in therapy. I would have saved myself money, time, all the things that I wish on some level had been different, because at the same time, I am who I am because of my past, and I don't regret anything. I don't regret any part of my journey. And that is something that I have come to learn through this process. There was a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of judgment on who I was back then, especially during the dark days. And it took tapping into my intuition, tapping into that nudge, that pull within me, and allowing it to guide me, allowing it to show me the way for me to be able to get to this place where I am now, where I get to serve women with endometriosis and help them create the life that they know they desire to have on their own terms, symptoms managed, dreams bigger than they ever thought possible, and actually living them, right? There's one thing to dream of what life could be like. And by the way, if you can dream it, you can love it. Let's be clear about that. The brain literally cannot show you anything it doesn't believe is possible. It's science. It can't. It doesn't create out of thin air. So if you are dreaming it, if you are desiring it, it is already done for you. And if you are a believer in the multiverse, multidimensional universes, in one of those realities, it's already done. And that is why, in my spiritual opinion, that's why your brain is showing you this, because it knows it's already happened in another dimension, another reality that your soul is experiencing. And in my opinion, my belief system is that time is not linear. Your past self and your future self are always, and your present self are always communicating with you. Always. And so there are lessons that you go through in your past that then become the nuggets of wisdom that your present self, aka future self, needed to get through those times. And so it's about tapping into that soul-aligned vision and allowing this belief to be created within you that it is possible. That it is possible for you. And with conviction, you can say, this will be my life. Eventually. At some point in time, this will be my life. So, if any of that has resonated with you, stick around. let's dive into the 3 things. The 3 steps that you can take to create this life that is free as fuck. Okay? And I want to put a disclaimer here. 2 disclaimers. Disclaimer number 1, I am not a doctor. I'm not operating in a legal professional status. I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a healthcare provider. So anything that I'm saying in here is for informational purposes only. Please tap into your soul, tap into your support team, tap into your medical team or your legal team or whoever it is that you feel like you need to advise and talk this through before making any changes in your life. Okay? This is based on my experience and the experience that I have had with my clients. Okay? Disclaimer number 1. Just want to honor that. Disclaimer number 2. It is my belief, because I've seen it happen, it is my belief that no matter where you are in your journey with endometriosis, whether it is the beginning stages, whether it's 20 years in, whether you're 12 or 55, whether you're in pain lying on the floor, or you are rocking it in corporate every single freaking day and nobody knows what's going on inside, no matter where you are on that spectrum, my belief, my knowing, is that every single one of you has the potential to create this free as fuck life in this lifetime. As soon as now. If you're a fan of law of attraction, you'll know what that means. Not everyone will, but I believe in every single person's potential because I have done it. I have seen other women do it. I have walked with other women as they've done it. So that's my second disclaimer. With both of those disclaimers out of the way, let's dive in. So I highly encourage note-taking, comment in the live stream if you have questions that you want answered. If you're watching the replay, #replay and comment below this video and I will come back and respond. Okay? That is my promise to you. And Lacey is the black cat in the background, so don't mind her. She also loves oils. So step number 1 to creating your free as fuck life. Are you ready? Mind you, these are the 3 simple steps, okay? Nothing that I teach on YouTube, on any of my platforms, on any of my programs, and any of my one-on-one work, it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's not necessarily easy, but it is simple. So the simple step number 1, get clear AF on what your vision is. If you could get paid $1 million a day, $1 million a minute, to do anything you wanted in the whole wide world, what would that be? If you could envision your life living pain-free, what would that life look like? How would it feel in your body? Who would you hang out with? What would you eat? What would you do for activity? What books would you read? Some people can visualize this very clearly. Some people feel it within their bodies. Some people actually hear it more than they see or feel. Whatever senses are most activated for you, I invite you to lean into those. Lean into those and feel the vision come alive. Okay? Journal, meditate, go for a walk, go for a swim, go to church, pray, whatever your thing is, to drop into the body and ask the question, if I could live and have every single thing I've ever wanted in the whole wide world, bar none, I could think it and it would be given to me, what would that look like? What is that vision? What is your soul asking to be part of that vision. Okay? If you don't have a direction to go in, you go nowhere. What's that quote? It's like, a dream without a timeline is only a wish. Something like that. Right? If you're the driver of your own life, which you are, and you're in the car of your life, which you are, and you are trying to go somewhere, but you don't know where you're going, there's no destination put into the GPS. You could be driving down some really cool roads and going on some really awesome experiences, or you could be on some back roads that feel really bumpy and that you're not really enjoying. But if you don't have that end destination plugged into your GPS, the path of least resistance, the path of most directedness to that end goal is going to be difficult for you to find, my love. So, step number 1 is to get clear as fuck on this vision. Okay? Number 1, clear as fuck. Vision. Check. Step number 2, is to ask your soul what the next step, the first step, is to bring you to that vision. But Jackie, how the heck do I ask my soul? Let's dive into that. I started this live stream with some oil. I have a diffuser on in the background. I have my cacao. I'm like seated I'm seated in like a pretzel style I got a lumbar pillow back here. Like, your girl is 34, okay? And she's feeling kind of old, but also I'm doing what I need to support my body in feeling safe, in feeling loved, in feeling cherished, so that I can connect with my soul, with my body, and channel this live stream. I wrote down the 3 steps that I wanted to talk about, yes, but everything else has been channeled. Channeled from my inner soul, channeled from source. And that's what I love about going live, is that it's a little unpredictable, which I like. But also it just gives me this opportunity to tap into myself and allow my soul to guide me. Because I am enough. My soul already knows. I trust that my soul, I have faith that my soul that has been here for lifetimes knows exactly the path of least resistance to get me to where I want to go. I have free choice, free will in setting that destination. My soul is here to support me on that mission. I also believe that my soul is here for a very particular reason. That's why I have this pull. That's why I have this purpose. That's like, pulling from my heart space, pulling me forward, propelling me forward. And she knows how to guide me. She guided me through the worst, darkest days of my life. She guided me to my fantastic support system, my fantastic medical system, support group, surgeon, gynecologist, functional nutritionist, acupuncturist, Reiki healer. She got me into the path to find my way to essential oils, to detox lifestyling, using food as medicine. She guided me to getting 10 plus years pain-free before hitting remission. My soul knows how to guide me. She guided me to opening up my businesses. She guided me into doing this live stream because I have the vision. I know where I'm going. I'm here to be a spokesperson for women with endometriosis. I'm here to teach self-advocacy for all women. I'm here to change how we handle wellness, specifically with women and children. I'm here to revolutionize the conversation around endometriosis and wellness. That's a little part of my mission, my soul's mission. I had no idea. I had no idea that that was within me or something that I desired. No clue. And if you asked me if any of that sounded like me, like little old me, no, that did not feel like it felt too big for little old me. But every step along the path that I have trusted her, she has guided me to trauma informed certification, to healing my generational trauma, to healing my endometriosis trauma, which, by the way, exists within your body. Big T or little t trauma. And she will be able to guide you through the self-sabotage, through the limiting beliefs, through the judgment and the critic that exists within our mind. She can guide you. You got to know how to ask, which is what we're talking about now. What do you need to feel supported in order to tap into her? What do you need to feel safe to tap into her? Ask her, what is the next step I need to take to get to this vision? That's step number 2. Step number 3. Ready? The last step. Step number 3. She's going to tell you something in step number 2. She's going to tell you the next step to take. Might not be logical, oftentimes isn't. You may say, I'm trying to go to, let's just say, Mexico, and you're telling me to go north? Like, that feels, you tell me to go to Canada to get to Mexico? Like, that doesn't really make sense. So step number 3 is, how can you create a deeper sense of safety in taking aligned action against the thing, the wisdom that step number 2 is teaching you? Because in order to actually create the free as fuck life, pain-free, not having the inner critic in your mind yapping around about the gaslighting that we've heard throughout our years. I'm going on over 20 years with endometriosis, so I have 20 years of gaslighting voices in my head. Not allowing that to dictate your decision, not shrinking your dreams, making them bigger. In order to make that happen, in order to have the relationship that you desire to have, in order to have the family that you desire to have, in order for you to be the version of you that you desire to be, to take aligned action with step number 2's advice, the wisdom that you achieve, that you receive through your soul, there's likely going to be resistance at some point in the path. Because you might not be fully trustworthy of this information, because you can't see all of the steps getting you from point A to point Z. Because if you could, then you would already be there, right? If you could see the path. The key is to create safety in taking aligned action towards that path, especially when it doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to your soul. So how can you create more safety in that? How can you create a deeper sense of trust in that inner wisdom? That is going to be the key to actually making sustained movements in the direction of that vision. Because number 1, you created that vision, the fuck yes vision for your life. Step number 2 showed you the next step that you need to take to get to that vision. And remember that our soul knows the path of least resistance. She's going to take you there in the fastest way possible. Your job is to create safety within yourself, in order to take aligned action consistently towards that vision. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. Okay? So I'm going to open it up to the floor. I'm going to open up to the floor. I invite you to comment below with your free as fuck vision. What does that life look like? Share with us. Allow us to celebrate with you. Allow us to co-create this vibrancy in celebrating your vision. I'm also going to invite you to comment below with the wisdom of the next step that your soul is asking you to take to create that vision, and whether or not it actually makes sense to you. Sometimes it does. Sometimes I can see how it makes relevant sense. And sometimes I'm like, girl, I don't know how we're going to go south by going north first. In the example of like, we're trying to go to Mexico, but my soul's telling me to go to Canada. So can you see how that links up with your vision? Yes or no? And then the third invitation is, what safety are you creating in this journey? What safety are you creating within yourself to be able to create consistent, sustainable steps towards that vision? Comment below. Let us celebrate. Let us feel the energy. Resource off of this video, off of this group, off of the comments that come through. Allow that to fuel you. Because if you are taking steps that are aligned with your soul's desire, there will never be any regrets. Nope. It's when we deviate from that. It's when we don't create the safety in the journey that we start to doubt, that the voices start to come in and derail our progress. And that's where working with a coach, an accountability partner, a therapist, I would recommend a trauma-informed therapist, because this journey with endometriosis, there are hidden traumas within us, within our body, from what we have experienced thus far, and also what we have experienced intergenerationally, that are keeping us small, that are keeping us from fully expressing this full free as fuck vision. But when you have the tools, when you have the support, when you have the resources to get to the root cause, you can eliminate them. And then it just becomes a repeat system of these 3 steps. What's the vision? What does your soul say the next step is? And how can you create safety in this journey? That's it. Rinse, wash, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Right? Rinse, wash, rinse, repeat. If you're like me. I put water on my hair first. Then the soap, then water, then repeat. Right? I'm terrible at analogies. It's fine. So, those are my 3 simple steps to create your free as fuck life with your soul's purpose in mind. And I'm going to wrap this up with a little invitation. If you and your soul knows, because your soul knows what's meant for you and what's not meant for you, invitation to feel into that right here, right now. Yeah. If you felt energized, excited, there's some pull within you to work with me, this is an invitation to reach out to me. I do one-on-one work, and I have a group program that's launching called Power and Purpose, where we literally take these steps over a 40-day journey together. And in those 6 weeks, you know exactly what your vision is. You know exactly the steps that you're going to take. There's a blueprint based on what your soul is saying. We go through a lot of healing of trauma. We get to the root cause of what's keeping you hidden and small and keeping your vision from being fully expressed. There is a lot that gets done in these 40 days. So this is an accelerated program for those who are ready to take action every single freaking day. It's like 1 hour a day of work that's dedicated for you, journal prompts, support. 40 days. It's a marathon. That's going to set you up for the next vision of your life with a strong foundation that you know exactly how to navigate from where you are to that full, free as fuck vision. That's the group program, Power and Purpose. If that feels like too much for you, that 40 days of action taking, you want to take it a little slower, you're just starting on this journey, you're like, Jackie, what the heck are you telling me? 6 weeks, 40 days, that feels too intense for me. And your soul is still saying, Jackie is who I want to work with. Jackie can teach me something that's going to help me on my path. Reach out to me. I have a free group. I do one-on-one work. I do custom packages. So no matter what your budget is, there is always something for you. Okay, that is my promise. There is always something to serve people in my community who desire to work with me at any price point. If your budget is $5, I got you. If your budget is $5,000 a month, I got you. Okay? Take some deep breaths. I'm feeling like the back of my heart is feeling a lot of energy. Let's close out this session with 3 deep breaths. Allowing each breath to gather up the tension, the nerves, the excitement, and the out breath to release anything that is no longer serving you, that you no longer want to take with you. Allowing it to just be released. Thank you so much for joining me in this live event. I appreciate every single one of you. Whether you're live or you're catching the replay, I feel you. I appreciate you. I honor you. Wherever you are in your journey, I hope that this was helpful. If you feel called to reach out, comment below. Find me on Instagram. I am Jackie Henry. Let's chat. I'd love to get to know you. Sending you all so much love. Until next time.